With the Indiana congressman who says he wants to punish violent protesters. Congressman Jim Banks wants to withhold federal unemployment benefits from anyone arrested and convicted for inciting violence.
I introduced the bill as a mechanism to deter violent protests and rioters from continuing these activities. If you think about it, the enhanced unemployment benefits that goes to those who are unemployed through the coronavirus aid packages, like the $600 a week that they used to receive. If you took that away from those who are rioting and causing violence, I think they would think twice about engaging in those type of activities.
Now, this bill has drawn some controversy. One opponent of the idea said Jim Banks wants to take away the right to protest with this new bill, which they say would punish protesters by prohibiting from receiving this financial aid. Is this going to be too controversial a proposal to get through Congress?
Yeah, well, first of all, there's a major difference between peaceful protest and violence and rioting. And what my bill does is it says that if you are arrested and found guilty of breaking the law as part of a riot or a protest in one of these situations, then you would lose your enhanced unemployment benefits. So I believe more than anybody that what makes America great is that we can all speak out and protest or go to rallies to show our support for political causes. By the way, as a member of Congress for almost 4 years, I've seen it all in Washington, D.C. There's no greater place to protest than in Washington, D.C., whether it's the March for Life or the Women's March that happens the day later. There are a lot of examples of peaceful protests, but that is far different than what we're seeing when people are assaulted in the streets, when we're seeing buildings burned down or damaged, when we're seeing statues torn down. That is unlawful activity. It's not protected by our First Amendment constitutional rights. So my bill is designed to deter and prevent those situations and to add more penalties to those who engage in violent protests or riots. You know, there have been a lot of viral videos that have gained a lot of attention, like Senator Rand Paul and his wife Kelly when they left the White House. Another video that's also gained a lot of attention is one of an unnamed couple. I happen to know them because they're Hoosiers. They don't wish to be named. They don't want the publicity. It was a memorable night for them, not just because they got to hear a president who they love speak and give a speech, but when they left the White House, they were accosted and assaulted by an Antifa thug who stuck out both of his middle fingers, jumped out in front of the poor lady, and yelled at this couple as they left the White House. You might have seen that video, but if that would have happened in most places, especially in almost any city in Northeast Indiana, that Antifa thug would have been arrested for assault. Sadly, in too many of these situations, this type of behavior has been ignored for far too long, and that's why my bill, I think, has hit a nerve, because at large the American people are wanting their leaders to rise up and put an end to these type of violent activities.
Where do you draw the line with the bill, though? You talk about people being accosted and shouted at, which many people might agree is rude, but in terms of this legislation itself, you're drawing the line at people actually being arrested for assault, correct? Where do you draw the line?
That's right. I'll leave that up to a judge to determine whether or not someone is guilty of a crime. But at the end of the day, Dan, my bill is designed to be a deterrent.
All right, this week, Banks' opponent in the 3rd District, Chip Coldiron, said, truth is, it's a distraction. It does nothing to address violence. He also says he thinks Banks is not serious about tackling racial justice either. Coldiron also putting in a statement on that Atlantic report on President Trump, saying, quote, I was shocked when I read the reports as an Army veteran and, more importantly, as an American. He said, I'm disgusted. He called on Banks, a fellow veteran, to weigh in as well. Banks' press secretary told me the congressman doubts the validity of the report. He said President Trump has displayed nothing other than admiration for the bravery and heroism of our armed forces as long as the congressman has known him. We'll talk more about that controversy with our panel straight ahead. Also ahead, we'll hear from party leaders on both sides of the aisle about the election itself. How will things go November 3rd in the midst of this ongoing pandemic? Stick around.